Today, we make the simple Pink Squirrel. The drink is credited to Bryant Sharp of Bryant's Cocktail Lounge in Milwaukee, also home to the Banshee, which is the banana cousin to today's drink as well as to the grasshopper. Now, in modern times, these drinks are often frowned upon as not being balanced or for being too sweet, but this was not a mistake made by bartenders or even the patrons at that time. In the mid-century, liqueur sales increased sharply as they were used more frequently in cocktails, so the sweetness was what they were going for. And the original Pink Squirrel appears to have been made with vanilla ice cream. It was something closer to the soda fountain drinks of the time than it is to a stiff, brown and stirred cocktail. But the Pink Squirrel that made the Pink Squirrel famous did not include vanilla ice cream, but just cream and in equal parts to the other ingredients. Now here's where cocktail history might meet some cocktail fiction. Now, apparently, in 1951, singer Betty Reed took a squirrel into the El Borracho restaurant and bar and ordered a pink squirrel, where she was served one while her compatriot, the squirrel, sat next to her at the bar and was served some nuts. Now, if this happened at a bar that you were at, you would probably be pretty interested in what was going on, and you might even order a round of pink squirrels for you and your friends to try one. Now, how accurate is this story? I do not know. I could find no reference to a popular or famous singer named Betty Reed from that time, and there's no reference to who may have put on this stunt, but my guess would be if anyone did it, it'd probably be Bowles. El Borracho was a real Italian restaurant in New York at the time, but whether it happened or did not doesn't really matter because the story of the stunt as well as the recipe ends up being published and syndicated with at least a few dozen newspapers carrying the story, and most importantly, that story has a recipe for the Pink Squirrel. Also, if you are ever trying to figure out who is who when you come across Chip and Dale, Chip is the one with the chocolate chip nose. There have been variations to the Pink Squirrel formula over the years, from adding a base spirit to changing out the equal parts to lean more on one specific ingredient. In Bartenders for Dummies, they use just 1 ounce of creme de almond and creme de cacao to 4 ounces of cream. Sounds pretty tasty. And as the original appears to have been created, you'll find many recipes that call for vanilla ice cream. Now I'm using this Jaffard white creme de cacao, which I find to just taste better than the cheaper bottom shelf options, but it is a little bit harder to find. And I'll also be using Tempest Fugit Creme de Noyaux. Tempest Fugit says it's distilled with apricot and cherry pit kernels, combined with bitter almonds and other botanicals. Noyaux is French for the pits or stones of fruits, which is how it gets its name. Now the red in here is from cochineal, which are the little red insect, the same ones that would have used in older bottles of Campari. It is sweet, but not cloyingly sweet. It tastes of almonds, but it is not as intense as the marzipan almond extract flavor that you get from many orgeats, or more importantly in this case, to compare it to something else, would be an amaretto. So it doesn't really taste just like Di Serono, and even though it's hard to describe, there's just more complexity and I think subtlety to this than there are to your typical amarettos, whether you're using Di Serono or something else. So let's go ahead and make a Pink Squirrel. Start with 1 ounce of our creme de noyaux, 1 ounce of a white creme de cacao, and 1 ounce of cream. Garnish is not necessary here, but I'm going to grate some dark chocolate over the top and some nutmeg. So there you go, the Pink Squirrel. Let us try a Pink Squirrel. Cheers. It tastes like melted spumoni ice cream. Now, spumoni ice cream I've had a couple times in my life, but it has the nuts, pistachio in that case, cherries. There's a lot of texture in that, which especially like like real bright red maraschino cherries. It's not a texture I like in ice cream, but this has none of the texture, so it's kind of like the best version of Spumoni. I find it to be excellent, and not too sweet, but it is dessert. It is creamy and chocolatey, and hints of that nuttiness, and it's great. It's delicious. Now, I already know the number one question people will ask is, I don't have this, so can I just use amaretto or orgeat or something else? So I went ahead when you weren't looking, and I made a version with Di Serono. Now, Di Serono is not my favorite amaretto, but it's probably the one that most of you have. So let's try that against our standard Pink Squirrel. Cheers. My assumption going into this is wrong. I thought this would be too sweet and have too much of that almond extract, marzipan, like it would overwhelm it. This actually feels, in terms of overall flavor, lighter, but it is sweeter. I do definitely, without hesitation, prefer the original Pink Squirrel better. Not just because it's pink, but I just think this one tastes better. The Creme de Noyaux has just more depth to it. It's not bitter, but it's almost like that whatever botanicals are in there and a touch of bitterness brings out more of like a regular chocolate flavor, as opposed to like the really distilled down white creme de cacao, like more of a darker chocolate. Actually, the recipe on the Tempest Fusion bottle, they have a recipe for a Pink Squirrel, which calls for their creme de cacao, which is not the white, clear variety. And that flavor, I think, comes through a little bit more of those, the bitter and chocolate and a little bit of vanilla too. And the Di Serono one is a little flatter, feels a little more artificial, and just not, in my opinion, nearly as good. But if you are contemplating this drink and you have a Di Serono or another amaretto, and you just want to see if it's in the ballpark of something you like, I would start with that before trying to find a bottle of this, because it's harder to find. But I do think the difference is enough to say that this is a sweet, dessert-like drink. That's fine. You might even like it. But this Pink Squirrel is it's actually delicious. It's surprised me how good this turned out. So there you go, folks. The Pink Squirrel, something I've had on my mind for a very long time. Happy to bring it to you and share a little bit more about how it became so popular in the mid-1900s. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support this channel more, check out my Patreon page. Otherwise, see you on the next one.